Cue Dave and Ryan in 3, 2, 1.
It's Dave and Ryan's movie review.
Get it out of your system.
Okay.
All right. So last weekend, Netflix released the Netflix original movie, Nonnas. It stars Vince Vaughn, Talia Shire, Lorraine Bracco, Brenda Vaccaro, Joe Manganiello, Dre DiMatteo. Am I leaving anybody out? You know who else was in this?
Who?
Elvin from The Cosby Show.
Ooh.
He was the building inspector.
Yeah.
So,
I'm pretty sure you're missing someone.
am I missing somebody? I said Talia Shire, didn't I? Well, while you're looking up, you so you can prove me wrong.
Susan Sarandon.
Oh, Susan Sarandon, that's right. That's right. Susan Sarandon's in this one as well.
Sick of your crap, Dave.
Okay, and it starts out with Vince Vaughn, who plays an Italian man of Italian descent. Let's put it that way. It starts out with him just as a little kid going down to the corner bakery and buying bread, and by the time he made it back, half of the bread was gone.
No, he bought 2 loaves of bread, and then he bought, was it cannolis? 2 cannolis?
No, I can't remember what all he bought.
He bought something else, and he ate the sweets on his way home.
Of course he did, but
Of course, you're a little kid. Of course you can eat it. They're
That's
going to
right.
eat the sweets.
so he gets home, gets into the kitchen where his Nonna and his mom are cooking Sunday dinner for everybody. And if you're Italian and you're growing up that way, that's what happened.
Yep.
You met at grandma's or mom's house and everybody had dinner. And that's really the basis of this movie. Then it kind of jumps forward and his mom has passed away.
Yeah, it jumps forward 20 years, I think.
Something like that. And his mom has passed away, and he goes and Joe Manganiello in this is actually it's a totally different role than I've ever seen him in, to be honest with you.
He's a supporting character, and he's the best friend.
Yeah, but I mean this movie was actually really good
You just
for
wanted him
him.
to take his shirt off.
No, I didn't actually.
Look at me, Dave. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. But
Because I did.
okay, that was you then. You're just projecting onto me.
Oh, I'm projecting. All right.
But no, I thought he was really, really good in this. And you don't get a chance to see, let's put it that way, in most of his movies, you don't get a chance to see him act. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He's kind of always in the
Yeah,
background.
he's usually like one stereotype.
They're just like, take your shirt off and dance for me, Muppet, and then it's good. But anyway, you get that from him in
yeah,
this.
he did a really good job. You know, he did a really good job in the How I Met Your Mother series too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
There.
you know that show
Ching.
that you know I know a lot of people don't like that show, but he did a really good job. You know, he was a lawyer in that one, and in this movie he was a
contractor.
Contractor, yeah.
So, but as it turns out, Vince Vaughn's going to get quite a bit of money.
Yeah,
Was it $200,000 something like that?
$200,000.
So they're telling him, pay off your bills, do this, go have fun, blah, blah, blah. And he is walking through and he finds this old restaurant in Staten Island.
Mm-hmm.
And he decides that that's what he wants to do. He's going to buy this restaurant and he's going to hire Italian grandmothers to work at this restaurant.
Yep.
Now, side note, this is actually based on a true story.
Yes.
This actually happened. He hijacks Joe Manganiello and his character to fix the place up for him and do all the interior work and the refinish work and everything. He goes out and finds Brenda Vaccaro, who is actually his mother's best friend.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of the movie, and you have to remember this, when he goes to visit her, she hands him a letter from his mom. It's very important, but he won't read it. So, anyway, he meets her.
He's
not
still,
ready.
He's still grieving.
Yeah, he's not quite ready. But he meets up with Brenda Vaccaro,
Understandable.
kind of talks her into it, and then he puts an ad in Craigslist.
The list of Craig's the bum.
Or no, Lorraine Bracco is the mom's friend. Sorry. Because Linda Cardellini, who I didn't mention, brings Brenda Vaccaro.
Dare
I know. I am so very sorry, Linda. I know you listen to the show all the time, and I apologize, and I will call and apologize personally.
You should. I got a text message right now.
I knew it. But anyway, she brings Brenda Vaccaro, and the dynamic between Brenda Vaccaro and Lorraine Bracco is unbelievable. They never get along, and it's fantastic.
One's from Sicily.
And one's from Bologna. and so there's that going on between the two of them. Then Talia Shire shows up on the same day, and she's this very quiet, very timid person who you later find out is a nun. Yeah, was a nun. And then he goes and he rounds up Susan Sarandon to be his pastry chef. Susan Sarandon was friends with his mother as well. So, of course, they open the restaurant and nothing works. In fact, the entire neighborhood is against him opening this restaurant.
Well, they started a fire.
Yes.
The goat head
started a fire. And that was, then the building inspector showed up, who you come to find out is shady.
Yeah.
But anyway, the whole neighborhood is against him because the restaurant that he bought was an Italian restaurant that stood there forever, and the guy lived there on Staten Island, and they looked at Vince Vaughn as this guy that was just coming in from Manhattan and going to take over and this, that, and the other. And the movie really the business really kind of takes a turn when he goes to see Campbell Scott, who is a food critic.
Yes.
And he takes him food.
He fakes his way in with a Grubhub bag.
Yep, and he gives him all the food, and then you don't think anything's going to come of it. And then lo and behold, the last moments of the whole thing, when they're at their bleakest, this review comes out.
Yeah.
Because he had a big party and they were going to close the restaurant. And at that restaurant party was a reviewer that worked for Campbell Scott.
Everybody showed up.
And everybody showed up. Then everybody showed up even more after that. So it's fantastic. And the guy is actually in the movie.
Yeah.
At that final, I don't know if you saw him there with the big crazy hair.
He was sitting next to the food critic.
Yeah, he was in the movie that does this, and you can go online. The name they didn't change the name; it's the same thing, and it's just it reminded me a lot of growing up.
Yeah,
it did because my grandmother was French, but my grandfather was Italian, so she had to know how to cook Italian food. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And, we would do that every Sunday. And I'm sure you have the same Italian background.
Yeah.
That every Sunday, that's what it is. You go, and it was such a great, great movie. I really, really liked this one. In fact, so much that I told my mother and my sister to watch it.
Uh-oh.
So there's a lot rolling on this one. I got to give this one, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5. I really liked it that much. I enjoyed this one.
Only a 4 out of 5.
Only 4 out of 5, but that's okay.
Okay, I'm gonna give
enough
this...
for denting gum and dentists.
Yes.
So
I'm gonna give this one a 4 as well.
Yeah,
it was very good. The basis of the story was just it's heartwarming. Basically, he risked everything for it. Almost lost everything as well, including his best friend, who ended up selling his father's car in order to pay for the renovation. So, yeah, it's just a nice, heartwarming story. Go watch it. It's a good one.
And the other thing, too, like I said, Joe Manganiello was great in this, but this is kind of a different movie from Vince Vaughn, too.
Yes and no. Vince Vaughn is known for at least the last few movies that I really like. I like Vince Vaughn as an actor. And, he did... the Starbuck one, with all the kids. We did
Delivery.
Yeah, Delivery Man. And then before that, there was another one. He's done a lot of smaller, not necessarily independent films, but a lot of smaller studio films, which are amazing.
Right, The Breakup.
Yeah.
With Jennifer Aniston. I don't know why I like that one so much.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's the only reason you like that movie.
But those kind of movies, the Wedding Crashers and
I love the Wedding
Dodgeball and stuff enables him to do those kind of movies as well. So go check this one out. It's on Netflix now. It's called Nonnas, and it's fantastic. It's not going to take that much out of your day either. Yeah. It's worth every minute you spend watching it. Hey, so when we come back, that one wasn't enough. We got to talk more about food.
Yes.
Especially because now I'm hungry.
Hungry.
We'll be talking about movies that are sort of revolve around food when we come back on Dave and Ryan's Movie Review.